We are kicking things off today with major news from college basketball. Denis has made a big decision, announcing that he will be returning to Chapel Hill for his sophomore season. This move comes after a period of transfer portal discussions, and we have all the details on what this means for the North Carolina Tar Heels and their future plans.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This Allen 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Switching gears completely, let's dive into the world of collegiate track and field. The University of Cincinnati athletics saw some incredible performances at the Tom Jones Memorial and Wake Forest Invitational, with Kaya Epps, Abby Sewell, and Nixon Kojai setting new program records across the board. We also have a somber note in the news. Friends and family gathered in Washington State to hold a memorial service for former Miss North Carolina, Carrie Everett, who passed away on Easter Sunday, and we look at the community support shown in this difficult time. Finally, the Florida runners absolutely rewrote program history this weekend, setting multiple records at the Wake Forest Invitational, including Kelvin Cheruiyot winning the 10K and Tyra Cox achieving an all-time program record in the women's 400-meter invite. Stay with us for the rest of the broadcast for more breaking updates. Denis has announced his decision to withdraw from the transfer portal and return to the University of North Carolina for his sophomore season. The announcement was made on Saturday, with Denis stating, "Chapel Hill, we got unfinished business." The decision comes 2 weeks after Denis initially indicated his intention to enter the transfer portal on April 5, while keeping the option open to return to Chapel Hill. Denis, a guard who committed to UNC after entertaining offers from several major programs including Miami, Ohio State, and LSU, spent his freshman season in Chapel Hill, averaging 1.4 points per game in a limited role. Denis's initial statement reflected his deep connection to the university, noting, "UNC is a special place," which motivated him to keep the option open despite coaching uncertainty. His limited playing time during his freshman year was partly due to injuries, missing 2 months of his senior season at Davidson Day School due to a broken finger, an injury that had been aggravated the previous summer. Following his return, new head coach Michael Malone began meetings with North Carolina players, including 8 who had entered the transfer portal, to discuss his vision and evaluate player paths. Malone emphasized the importance of culture and daily work, stating, "Culture is something that you have to work on every single day. I think as we put pieces together, we're going to have a chance to have success, because we're going to be about the right things and work on those things every single day." Denis was rated as a 4-star prospect coming out of Davidson Day School and was considered the number 75 player in the 2025 class. University of Cincinnati track and field athletes set new program records across 2 recent invitational meets, including the Tom Jones Memorial and the Wake Forest Invitational. The performances featured standout achievements from senior Kaya Epps, sophomore Makala Walker, 5th-year Miranda Tichuchwa, freshman Abby Sewell, and Nixon Kojai, alongside strong showings from other team members. At the Tom Jones Memorial in Gainesville, senior Kaya Epps captured the 200-meter record with a time of 22.71, securing an 8th-place finish in the meet. In the women's events, sophomore Makala Walker achieved a personal best in the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 58.77, marking the 3rd best time in program history. 5th-year Miranda Tichuchwa also made history in the hammer throw, recording the 6th best toss in program history with a throw of 57.11 meters, resulting in a 4th-place finish. The Bearcats continued their success at the Wake Forest Invitational in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Freshman Abby Sewell dominated the 5,000-meter race, finishing first with a time of 16:02:71, surpassing her previous school record. Similarly, Nixon Kojai surpassed the school record in the men's 5,000-meter event, posting a program best time of 13:40:07. In the 1,500-meter races, the team also made significant marks. On the women's side, Gwen Stair achieved the third-best time in program history with a time of 4:16.98. The men's team saw Gianni Allwine finish with the second-best time in history at 3:39.68, while Seth Elking posted a strong performance with a time of 3:40.94, which ranks fourth in UC history. Cincinnati is set to return to Gainesville tomorrow for the final day of action, with the women's discus throw scheduled for 9 a.m. ET, featuring junior Sydney Fogelsong and freshman Rainia Brown. Washington State, following the passing of former Miss North Carolina Carrie Everett on Easter Sunday, a memorial service was held for her in Washington State on Saturday. Friends and family members gathered to pay tribute to Everett's life and legacy. Organizers have announced that another memorial service is scheduled to take place in North Carolina next month to honor her memory further. Noi Dung Kai Tight. Florida Gators track and field athletes have rewritten program history over the weekend, setting new marks across sprints, distance events, jumps, throws, and relays ahead of the SEC Outdoor Championships. The achievements came from two separate meets in Gainesville and North Carolina. /N in sprints. Malia Campbell posted a 24.1-second time in the women's 200-meter in Gainesville, while freshman Mariana Wright secured a third-place finish in the women's 400-meter hurdles with a 58.25-second time, just outside the top 10 in program history. Trenton Howard finished just outside the top 10 in the men's 200-meter invite with a 20.66-second performance. Tyra Cox achieved a historic run in the women's 400-meter invite with a 51.54-second time, ranking her number 10 all-time in program history. /N on the men's side. Justin Braun set a personal best of 45.07 seconds in the 400-meter, while Nicholas Spikes added another personal best and top 10 finish with a 45.62-second run. In the men's 800-meter sprints, Miguel Pantojas moved to number 7 in program history with a time of 1:46.44, complemented by personal bests from Jonah Kerspel and Alejandro de Bastos. /N distance runners in North Carolina also delivered record-breaking performances at the Wake Forest Invitational. Kelvin Cheruiyot won the 10K with a 28.25.28, securing another Gators record. Osama Al-Yayoui set a school record in the 1500-meter with a 3:35.30 time, finishing fourth in the heat. Tia Wilson and Claire Stegall achieved second and third best times in program history in the 1500-meter event. /N in jumps. Asia Phillips placed fourth in the women's triple jump invite with a 13.44-meter jump and a third-place finish in the long jump with a 6.26-meter mark. Jarno Van Dalen made a significant impact in throws, achieving a third-place finish in the men's shot put with a 19.51-meter toss, and setting a new program record in the discus throw with a 60.64-meter throw, placing him number 4 in program history. /N and the relay teams also shone, with the Gators securing a pair of podium finishes in the 4x400 relays, finishing third in both the men's and women's competitions. The team of Quincy Penn, Tyra Cox, Gabrielle Matthews, and Sydney Sutton ran a 3:23.95-second relay, narrowly missing third place. /N Florida will compete in the East Coast Relays on May 1 before heading to Jacksonville for the SEC Outdoor Championships from May 14-16.